Again to another college basketball live stream tonight in the Big Ten. It will be Wisconsin and Nebraska, the undefeated Nebraska Cornhuskers, coming in this game, ranked in the top 25 as well, as they are coming in at number 23 at 9-0 on the season, getting set for their Big Ten opener against the Wisconsin Badgers. We'll talk about this game momentarily. First of all, let's pray. Lord Jesus, thank you for this day. Thank you for being with us all, Lord, and please protect these players and fans alike, Lord. Please keep everyone safe and do your will upon all of us, Lord, as well. As we ask and pray this in your name. Amen. Badgers and Cornhuskers from Pinnacle Bank Arena, Nebraska, 9-0, again ranked number 23 in this week's AP poll. First time they've been ranked in 7 years. They will take on the Wisconsin Badgers. Dating back to last season, Nebraska's on a 13-game winning streak. Nebraska winning the college basketball crown tournament a season ago, the debut year for that tournament. They open up Big Ten play tonight in a packed Pinnacle Bank Arena in Lincoln. Nebraska coming off an emphatic win this past weekend on Sunday over Creighton, a 21-point win over the Blue Jays in that game. Rink Mast led the way for Nebraska in that game with 20 points. Wisconsin coming in at 7-2. They're coming off a thumping this weekend as well over their state rivals from Marquette. 96-76 the final. This is Wisconsin's second Big Ten game. They opened conference play a week ago tonight against Northwestern and came away with an 85-73 win in that game. As Wisconsin is led by, they have two 20-point-a-game scorers, John Blackwell and Nick Boyd, leading scorers for Wisconsin this season. Nebraska is being led this season at 18 points a game by Rink Mast. He is Nebraska's leading scorer. This is a Nebraska team, scores 83 a game, so they can put up the points. Here is the lineup tonight for both these teams. Wisconsin, we talked about Boyd and Blackwell, along with Andrew Rohde in the backcourt. Belauskas and Winter up front. And it'll be Hoiberg, Lawrence, Sanford, Boyes, Tunkel, and Mast, the starting five for Nebraska. They go with the 3 forward starting lineup. Told you about Nebraska scoring 83 points a game. Wisconsin scores nearly 88 a game. So both these teams very, very good offensively. As we are just about set to go on a Wednesday night in Lincoln. Big Ten opener for Nebraska. Conference game number 2 for Wisconsin. And the tip controlled by the Badgers. Driving inside, first shot of the game is no good, but we have a foul 19 seconds in on Nebraska. Nick Boyd will be at the line to shoot 2. Foul is on Jamarcus Lawrence of Nebraska. That is his first. And Nick Boyd to the line for 2 for Wisconsin. First is good. Nick Boyd, the second 20-point scorer for Wisconsin. He averages 20.2 a game, hits 2 free throws to start this game off. 2-0 Wisconsin. Nebraska with their first offensive trip. A three-pointer on the way is too strong, but an offensive rebound for Nebraska. And around, and the reverse layup is good for Jamarcus Lawrence, and he gets Nebraska on the board, and we are 2-2, 40 seconds in. Now back is Wisconsin the other way. This is Nick Boyd. Off now to Blackwell. Blackwell as the Badgers work it around. Nice pass inside, and the right-hand shot is good on the first shot of the game by Bilauskas. Alexis Bilauskas gets the first field goal for the Badgers, and they lead 4-2. He had a double-double, did Bilauskas, in Saturday's win over Marquette. There's a missed three-pointer for Nebraska. And back the other way come the Badgers. John Blackwell with it, and he'll try a three-point shot, and it's good. John Blackwell hits a three, and Wisconsin off to a quick start at 7-2. Now back comes Nebraska. Inside it goes, and an open three left side is good. Nebraska answers and stops the 5-0 Wisconsin run. Three-pointer made there by Sam Hoiberg. 7-5, 2 minutes in. Again, both these teams put up well over 80 points a game, so expect a high scoring game in this one. A runner inside, that's going to be no good. Out of bounds off of Nebraska. It will stay Wisconsin ball. So a fast pace here early on as well. Wisconsin will inbound underneath the basket. Here's a three-pointer in the corner. That's off the front of the rim, and we're going to have an over-the-back foul on the rebound on Bilauskas of Wisconsin. That'll be his first and the team's first. Up the floor comes Nebraska, down by 2. Nearly 2.5 in this one. On the outside, now driving inside off the glass and getting it to go to tie the ball game at 7. I think that was tipped in by Mast off the Lawrence miss. Now looking inside, easy layup inside for Nolan Winter on a great feed from Andrew Roden, and it's 9-7 Wisconsin. Sanford with it back outside to Hoiberg. Hoiberg looking to drive, but gets cut off by Boyd. And now the pass inside, and the turnaround hook shot rims off. Rebound to Wisconsin. Blackwell with it. Blackwell gets cut off, sends it back outside, and the Badgers reset, working it around the arc. And now driving inside. Nice pass underneath from Boyd. And finds Winter underneath. That's 4 points for Winter, and it's 11-7 Wisconsin. Hoiberg with it for Nebraska. Now back on the wing. Over it goes to Lawrence. Lawrence looking, sends it back outside. Thought about the three, and now the spin move inside, and scoring is Bayuk. I hope I get his pronunciation right. Bayuk Tunsil. 11-9. Almost a travel there for Wisconsin. Now the bounce pass, and now it goes back outside, and the Badgers reset out at the three-point arc. Inside, layup good. Bilauskas makes it a 13-9 lead for the Badgers. Lawrence with it. And we have an offensive foul. This is going to be a turnover on Nebraska, which brings us to our first timeout. 4.5 minutes in, it is a 13-9 start for Wisconsin over Nebraska. Nebraska looking to stay undefeated on the season and run their winning streak to 10 in a row to start 2025. They're in an early 4-point hole, 13-9. Wisconsin red hot shooting to start this game, 5 out of 7. Nebraska shooting 4 for 8 early on. 4 early points for Belauskas and Winter for the Badgers. John Blackwell with a 3-pointer and Nick Boyd with 2 points. Sam Hoiberg, 3-pointer for Nebraska, and then 2 points each from Bayuk Tunsil, Mast, and Lawrence for the Nebraska scoring. And that was not a foul on that. It was just a turnover on Nebraska. Updating some other games from the top 25. Number 6, Purdue bounced back in a big way from their thumping they took to Iowa State this weekend. Purdue defeated Minnesota 85-57, the final score. And number 7, Houston, all over Jackson State in the second half, 50-21. Those are the only other 2 ranked teams in action tonight. Got a battle for the Hawkeye State bragging rights tomorrow night. Number 4, Iowa State and Iowa. That game will be at Hilton Coliseum in Ames. Iowa State up to number 4 in the AP poll this week after getting a convincing victory over Purdue over the weekend in West Lafayette. Iowa State has jumped to number 4 in the AP poll. These are the only 2 this game and the Minnesota-Purdue game, the only 2 games on the schedule involving Big Ten teams tonight. Couple other scores for you. Baylor out of the Big 12, they were a winner 97-67 over Norfolk State. NC State 85-45 win over Liberty. Here it is, 13-9 Wisconsin, 4.5 minutes in. I'm sorry, it's Nebraska ball here. Thought they called a violation on Nebraska, but it is Nebraska ball. And now spinning inside, nearly a turnover there. Hoiberg gives it off in the corner for 3. That's short. And now Wisconsin pulls down the rebound. Checking in at the timeout there for Wisconsin was Austin Rapp. And the pass inside to Rapp. Almost a turnover, and it is a turnover. It hit the end line. So back comes Nebraska. Nice pass inside and the finish. Great assist inside. Basket goes to Bryce Sanford, and it's 13-11. Badgers lead is down to 2. Back comes Wisconsin. This is Rapp with it. Over it goes to Nick Boyd. Boyd driving inside, draws a double team, and now a long 3-pointer is off the back rim. Rebound pulled down by Brandon Frager, who just checked in for Nebraska. Hoiberg with it now. Hoiberg over to Frager, back to Hoiberg. Hoiberg looking to drive. He will, but gets cut off. And now a 3-pointer for the lead is good at the top of the key. That's a long 2, they say, a long 2. For Frager. No, they are calling it a 3. I thought one official said 2, and then the second official overruled him and said it was a 3-pointer. There's a bad miss for Wisconsin. And another 3. This is for sure a 3-pointer, and it's short. Rebound to Wisconsin. Fast, helter-skelter pace right now. 3-point shot at the other end, short. Rebound to Sanford of Nebraska. Huskers by 1, 13.5 to go first half. 3-point shot off the rim on the miss for Jamarcus Lawrence, and it's rebounded by Wisconsin. Boyd with it. Boyd looking to drive. Boyd nowhere to go. Now finds a man outside. Rapp with it. Back over to Boyd for 3. It's good. Nick Boyd with a 3-pointer, and the Badgers are back in front, 16-14. This is why both teams score over 80 points a game. They play very, very fast. Frazier for three. That's going to be good. Braden Frager, 2 3-pointers since coming in for Nebraska, and they go back in front by one, 17-16. With it now is Jack Janicki. Boyd, again, will take a 3-pointer. That's well short. Rebound to Nebraska. These two teams are putting up the long balls right now. That's knocked out of bounds. It will stay Nebraska ball. 12-19 to play in the first half. Inside. That's a tough shot, but it goes down for Hoiberg and one. Hoiberg lays it in with the right hand, and now we'll have a 3-point opportunity. And the three, that's short as Hoiberg misses the free throw. Driving inside, rejected, but we're going to have a foul. This is going to be a foul on, looks like they're going to get Cale Jacobson. He just checked in. And he already picks up a foul, and to the line for Wisconsin goes John Blackwell. He had 30 for Wisconsin in their win over Marquette on Saturday. First is good. Hoiberg's going to get a little bit of a breather here for Nebraska. And Blackwell 2 for 2 at the line. He's got 5, and it is a 1-point lead for the Cornhuskers. 12 minutes to go, first half. Jacobson on the outside, and we are going to have an offensive foul. Buyutunsel on the foul. That's Nebraska's third of the first half, and we have the under-12 timeout. 19-18 Nebraska. 11:47 to go in a very, very fast-paced first half between these two teams. Wisconsin 6 of 12 from the floor. 7 of their 12 field goal attempts have been from three-point range, where they are 2 for 7. Nebraska 8 for 15. 8 of their 15 field goal attempts have been from three-point range. Nebraska's 3 for 8 from long distance. Both teams have protected the ball very well so far. Both teams with just one turnover. In case you missed the news outside of college basketball, the big story around the sports world, now former head football coach at Michigan, Sharon Moore, was let go today at Michigan as their football coach. So Sharon Moore's tenure as the head coach of the Michigan football team has come to a close. A.D. Ward Manuel with the announcement earlier today. So Moore served 2 full seasons as the Wolverines head coach. course, he was an assistant for Jim Harbaugh. Took over the head coaching job at Michigan when Harbaugh went off to coach the Los Angeles Chargers. And of course, speaking of college football, we've got bowl season getting underway coming up on Saturday. 2 bowl games coming up on Saturday as we have hit bowl season and playoff season in college football. Of course, we are 3 days after the fact, and there's still a lot of talk about college football, about the committee selections, who they picked and who they didn't pick. Still a lot of chatter about that one 72 plus hours later. But back here to this game, 1918 Nebraska. And it is Wisconsin ball out of the timeout. Pressure being applied back at midcourt, but the Badgers able to break it. And now a 3-point shot on the way is around the rim and off. Rebound pulled down by Nebraska. That's Frazier with the rebound. He's got the ball now. Frazier on the drive. Left hand rejected. And it's going to go out of bounds off Nebraska. It'll be Wisconsin ball. I didn't see who that was that rejected the shot. Oh, it was Velasquez. So Wisconsin ball down 1. In the corner, here's a 3-point shot, and good from the left corner for Andrew Rohde. And that 3-pointer in the corner puts the Badgers back up to 21-19. Wisconsin now 3 for 9 from 3-point range. Nebraska with it now. 10:40 and counting to play first half. In the corner. Shot clock down to 5. First time the shot clock's been a factor. Shot way off the mark. And Wisconsin tracks down the loose ball. And will slow it up this trip. Outside, a deep 3 right side around the rim and out. Rebound pulled down by Nebraska, and then we have a foul, a loose ball foul. Got that foul on, I don't know who they got that foul on, actually. 3-point shot again for Wisconsin, no good. Rebound to Nebraska. Now 11 of Wisconsin's 16 shots have been from behind the arc. Hoiberg with it. Mast turning and putting it up with the right hand inside the paint and gets it to go. Rink Mast with his second field goal. And we are tied at 21. Mast, the leading scorer for the Cornhuskers this year. And this is going to go the other way. I think they got an illegal screen on Velasquez, and that's his second. Oh, yeah. They show the replay clear as day. So Velasquez will have to sit now with 2 fouls. Oh, and Nebraska throws it out of bounds. Back up the floor comes Wisconsin. Another 3-pointer. That's now 10 consecutive shots from the field that have been from behind the arc for Wisconsin, and it's a miss. And back comes Hoiberg and the Cornhuskers. 8:50 to go first half. Mast inside. Left-hand hook is good again inside the paint. That's 6 now for Mast. Back in front go the Cornhuskers, 23-21. Here's another three-pointer. That's blocked. And Mast brings it up the floor for Nebraska. Hoiberg on the drive. Hoiberg with the left hand gets it to go. Sam Hoiberg with the lay-in. 6-0 run for Nebraska. And they lead by 4. And this is going to be foul, I think, because, man, Fred Hoiberg's not happy. I think they got Sam Hoiberg for a reach in there. He thought it was a clean steal, and the 4 fouls apiece here. That shot's a wild shot. Oh, and a late foul call. That was a little bit of a wild shot there by Boyd. And the foul is called. A late call. I didn't see anything there at all that warranted. But Hoiberg just got his second foul in a row in the span of about 15 seconds. And to the line goes Boyd. First is short. Coach Hoiberg getting an explanation. And is not liking the explanation he's getting. Boyd goes 1 out of 2. It's 25-22 Nebraska. Huskers bring it up with 8 to go first half. Lawrence, bounce pass. Mast goes inside, and the layup is good for Cale Jacobson. And Jacobson on the board. And the Nebraska lead is 5, largest lead of the first half at 27-22. Boyd has it knocked out of bounds, and it will stay Wisconsin ball as we have hit the under 8 timeout. 7:38 remaining in the first half. Nebraska on an 8-1 run, and they've taken a 5-point lead, 27-22. 7:38 mark first half. Shooting has cooled off considerably for the Badgers. They're 7 of 18 for 39%. Just 3 for 13 from three-point range for 23%. So all but 5 of the Badgers' field goal attempts have been from behind the arc. Meanwhile, Nebraska is still shooting very well, 12 out of 21 for 57%. They're 3 for 8 from 3, 38%. So Wisconsin has gone into a little bit of a field goal drought here. Nick Boyd leading the way for the Badgers with 6 points. Sam Hoiberg leading the way for the Huskers with 7. Talked about that, some college basketball, that big matchup tomorrow between Iowa and Iowa State. We've got another big matchup coming up on Friday. Number 5 Connecticut will be in action against Texas. That game will be in Hartford. Top 20 matchup coming up on Saturday, Arkansas and Texas Tech. Also, a top 25 matchup in the Big Ten. These Nebraska Cornhuskers will be in Champaign to take on Illinois. That is the next game upcoming for Nebraska. Also, a top 15 matchup, number 1 Arizona and number 12 Alabama. That game will be in Birmingham. And then another top 25 showdown late night tip on Saturday, UCLA and Gonzaga. That game will be in Seattle. So a lot of ranked matchups coming up on Saturday across the country. And here, following the timeout, it'll be Wisconsin ball, down by 5, and inbounds it comes. And drawing a double team, and the ball knocked out of bounds. It'll stay with Wisconsin. Blackwell got himself into a little bit of a pickle there in the corner, but was fortunate it was knocked out of bounds by Nebraska. In it comes again. This is Boyd. Boyd guarded well, gives it off to Rapp. Rapp now around, finds Janicki. Void with a deep 3. That's no good. Rebounded by Rink Mast of the Cornhuskers. Mast with it now. Mast loses the dribble momentarily, regroups, and puts it up again. The right-hand hook in the paint is no good this time. Rebound pulled down by the Badgers. That three-pointer, that's no good, and it is knocked out of bounds. It will stay Wisconsin ball. And now all of a sudden, the Badgers cannot buy a three-pointer. Now 3 for 15 from behind the arc. Their last 13 shots in this game have been from three-point range. Blackwell with it. And they work it around that three-point arc again. This is Rapp now at the top of the key. Finds Boyd. 3 to shoot. Boyd will drive. They'll take a 2-point shot and come up short. Boyd had to get that off. Shot clock was down to 2. Field goal drought continues for the Badgers. Mast. And now driving into the corner. Three-pointer is off the front of the rim. No good. And a loose ball foul on Wisconsin. This is going to go, I think, on John Blackwell. Team foul number 5 on the Badgers. Six fouls called on Nebraska here in the first half. Nebraska to inbound. And a bad inbound pass is stolen by Blackwell. Boyd with it now. Boyd lost the dribble momentarily, regroups, and now almost a turnover. A dangerous pass there. It was almost taken away by Jamarcus Lawrence, but he couldn't save it from going out of bounds. And it'll still be Wisconsin ball. Inbound to Rhodey. And a foul on Nebraska, and that's going to put them in the penalty. This foul's going to go against Cale Jacobson. That's going to be his second. It'll be a 1-and-1 for Wisconsin as John Blackwell heads to the line. Appreciate all of y'all jumping in on the live chat. Only request I have on the live chat, there was a comment in here that was a little inappropriate. Does keep it clean. That's the only thing I ask. First free throw by Blackwell is good. Second is also good. 3-point game. 6 to go, first half. Sanford with it. Sanford guarded well outside. Mast finds Sanford. Sanford, nice look inside and missing the layup. Was Bayou Tunsil, but he's going to the line. Oh, he can't believe he missed that layup, even though he got fouled. That was a great pass from Sanford. Foul is going to be on who guy got that foul on? First free throw was good. Oh, they got Will Garlock on the foul. One more free throw coming, this to extend the lead back to 5. And he does. 29-24. Huskers by 5. And a layup at the other end. A long three-pointer's good for Nebraska. That's Rink Mast on the 3, and it's a lead of 6 for Nebraska. And a miss at the other end. Rebound pulled down by the Huskers. And the pass inside. Mast on the layup and the finish. And it's an 8-point lead. Timeout called by Greg Gard. Nebraska is on a 15-5 run to take an 8-point lead. Thank you on the live chat there. Stir showed up telling me I don't really pay much attention to the score bug that I have posted here, so I didn't realize it was way backed up, but it should be updated now. And I also do want to point out my streaming has that delay, so the score may update a little bit before I see the actual play, but it was for some reason backed up for quite a bit. Following the 30-second timeout, here comes Wisconsin. Blackwell. Over it goes to Boyd. Boyd fakes the 3. Now we'll put it up with the left hand and gets it to go, and that'll finally break the field goal drought for Wisconsin, and it's 34-28. At the other end, a 3. Price Sanford with a 3-pointer, and the Nebraska lead is 9, 37-28. 4 to go, first half. Rhodey looking inside, and the bounce pass, a double team underneath the basket. Wisconsin has to reset and get a 3-pointer for Austin Rapp from the outside. And it's 37-31. Huskers by a half dozen. Inside bow, that pass hit the backboard. That was a pass intended for Mast. And back comes Wisconsin. Nick Boyd with it now on the outside. Boyd will try a 3-pointer short. Rebound to Mast with Nebraska. Outside it goes, 3-pointer in the corner. Got it. Seven now for Bayou Tunsil. 40-31 Nebraska. The teams have combined to put up 29 3-pointers in the first half. Make it 30 now as that hit the back rim on a 3-point attempt from Blackwell. And now back come the Huskers. looking for a double-digit lead this trip. Behind the back pass, Mast, a deep three from the top of the key, no good. But an offensive rebound. And Nebraska gets a fresh 20. Pass goes inside. Here's a three. But it's going to be no good. We had a foul before the three-point attempt underneath the basket. On Wisconsin, that will put them over the limit. It'll be a 1-1 for Nebraska following the under 4 timeout. The Huskers all of a sudden have built a 9-point lead, 40-31, 2:21 to go first half. Wisconsin live by the three and die by the three. They're 4 for 18 now for 22%. Overall, 10 of 27 for 37%. Nebraska at 57% shooting, 16 of 28, 6 of 13 from three, 46%. Nebraska will be at the line for a 1-1 following the under 4 timeout here, which comes with 2:21 to play in the first half. Checking out the schedule, updated live stream schedule coming up. I will be on the live stream for sure on Saturday. Probably going to do that college football game Saturday night, the LA Bowl. Be on with the live stream on that one. If it's not that, it might be one of the quarterfinal games in the FCS. Have not decided yet, but we'll for sure have a football live stream coming up. Looking at, I'm actually checking the FCS schedule here. Yeah. I'll put it up on my page, what I'm going to do on Saturday. We'll try to have a college basketball live stream coming up on Friday. Not going to be able to on the live stream tomorrow, but Big Ten coming in this week has 6 teams ranked in the AP poll. As we're back to action, 1-1 here. First free throws up and good. And one more coming. And Nebraska now has a 10-point lead, trying to make it 11 with the second free throw. Second free throw is good. 42-31 Nebraska. And it's going to be another turnover on Wisconsin, as this is going to be an offensive foul. Braden Carrington called for the offensive foul, so that's his first. Nebraska ball. Sanford with it on the outside. Pass outside, inside to the cutting Sanford for the layup. 44-31 Cornhuskers, 2 to go first half. Nebraska getting it done from the inside while Wisconsin is living on the outside. 3-point shot. That's an air ball. And Wisconsin tried to save it, but it's Nebraska ball. In the corner, three-pointer. No, but a foul. A foul on a 3-point shot. It's going to be, I think they got They get Carrington with his second. Yes, they did. So Braden Carrington with his second foul as he fouls a three-point shooter. And Nebraska will have 3 free throws. Nebraska over 45.5 this half. Yeah, if you have the over on that, I think you're going to be pretty safe. First free throw's good. 2 more coming. Second is good. So there's 46 points right there. 1 more coming for Braden Frager. Boy, Wisconsin led this game 21-19, but it has been a Nebraska onslaught since then, 27-10. Frager hits all 3, and the lead for the Huskers all of a sudden is 16 points, 47-31. Final minute and a half, first half. Wisconsin needs a basket desperate. That was almost a double dribble. It's going to be a foul instead. I'm sorry, no foul, just a Wisconsin ball. And it comes. This is Blackwell. Blackwell on the outside now drives inside. That's going to be a turnover. Another illegal screen on Wisconsin. This time they got Nolan Winter. So that'll be his first. I'm going to make a comment about Nebraska. When we reach the half, there's a comment I'm going to make. Now we're going the other way on an offensive foul. I believe they got Frager on that foul. So that'll be his first, team 8th. Wisconsin desperately needing a basket as we're down to a minute to go in the first half. Blackwell with it. Blackwell pull up from the foul line. That's well short. Blackwell gets his own rebound, drives inside. That shot was altered underneath by Mast, and Mast comes down with the rebound. A three-pointer on the way, short. That was a little quick. Rebound to Wisconsin. Wisconsin can go 2 for 1 here if they hurry, but instead they turn it over. Well, it's going to be a tie-up, and it will be Nebraska ball on the possession arrow. So the possession arrow gives it to Nebraska with 32 and a half seconds left in the first half. So for all, basically speaking here, Nebraska can run for the last shot of the first half. There's just going to be a 2.5 second difference. Shot clock, game clock. And that looks like what they're going to do. He's out just dribbling the ball out near midcourt. Down to 15 seconds, 12 on the shot clock. Now start cutting at about 7, which is now. This is Mast. Mast on the three-point arc, 3 to shoot. Mast a turnaround 3, rimmed out. Rebound Wisconsin. And the half-court heave at the first half buzzer is off the backboard. And a 10-0 run to close the first half for Nebraska. A 28-10 long run. And the Cornhuskers lead this game by 16 at the half, 47-31, looking to go 10-0 on the season and run their overall winning streak dating back to last season to 14 games. $47-31 at the break for the number 23 Cornhuskers. So this is the comment I was going to make about Nebraska. You see all these teams, if they don't get the NCAA tournament bids, you see them decline NIT bids, decline CBI, you see college basketball crown bids. Nebraska is the perfect example of why it is still important to play those tournaments. Nebraska was the champions of the college basketball crown a season ago. Tournaments like that, yes, it's not the tournament you want to be in, but tournaments like that, like the college basketball crown that Nebraska won last year, are building blocks for the future. Nebraska winning the college basketball crown last year, you see what they're doing this year. So tournaments like that can be a big building block going forward. That's why it is, I do not understand. I know with the way the portal and all that falls, it falls right into that, which that's got to change too. But this is a perfect example why it is still very important to play postseason ball. Yes, it's not the tournament you want to be in if it's not the NCAA, but I just, for the life of me, cannot understand why teams decline NIT and tournament bids just because it's not the tournament you want to be in, playing the thing. And that's my 2 cents worth on that. 47-31 at the break. Let's run down the first half stats. In this game for Wisconsin, they end up shooting just 10 out of 30 in the first half for 33%. 4 for 19 from beyond the arc, 21%. 7 of 8 at the foul line for 88%. Nebraska, 55% shooting on 17 of 31. 6 of 15 from three-point range for 40%. They were also 7 for 8 at the free throw line. Rebound edge for the Cornhuskers, 20-15 over Wisconsin. Both teams turned it over 5 times in the first half. Leading scorers for Wisconsin, Nick Boyd leading the way with 8 in the first half. Boyd averages just over 20 a game. John Blackwell had 7 in the first half on just 1 for 7 shooting, though, for Blackwell. 4 points apiece from Belascus and Nolan Winter. 3 points out of Andrew Rohde and Austin Rapp, and 2 points out of Will Garlock. Leading the way for Nebraska with 11 in the first half was Rink Mast. Mast is Nebraska's leading scorer this year, averaging just over 18. 9 points apiece from Bayuk Tunsil and Frager. 7 out of Price Sanford and Sam Hoiberg. Couple points apiece from Jamarcus Lawrence and Cale Jacobson as Nebraska is up 47-31 on Wisconsin at the break. Again, running down some other college basketball scores, only a couple other top 25 teams in action today. Number 6, Purdue, wallop Minnesota, 85-57, although that was only a 3-point game at the half. Purdue ran away with that thing in the second half, outscoring Minnesota by 25 in the second half. And number 7, Houston, 80-38 over Jackson State. So Houston about to move to 9-1 on the season. Again, the big matchup tomorrow, the state rivalry game for the Hawkeye State, Iowa and number 4 Iowa State. Iowa State looking to move to 10-0 tomorrow. Whereas number 4 Iowa State got that huge win at Mackey Arena over Purdue over the weekend. They will host Iowa in Ames. I think that game's usually in Des Moines, I think. They usually have it in Des Moines, but it's going to be at Hilton Coliseum this time tomorrow night. Just taking a look at some other scores across the country from other games that took place. That's now gone final. Houston has won 80-38 over Jackson State. The Basketball Hall of Fame Classic, UMass, a tight one, 76-74 win over Boston College. NC State blows out Liberty 85-45. Notre Dame, an 80-65 win over Idaho tonight. Other scores, Baylor 97-67 over Norfolk State. That's some of the scores of note across the country. And again, I mentioned it earlier, but if you've missed the big news across the country in the sports world today, Michigan football coach Shamar Moore, yeah, I don't think he's coaching football, but Sharon Moore let go at Michigan as their head football coach today after 2 full seasons. So the coaching search will begin at Michigan to see who will take over for the now ex-coach of Michigan football, Sharon Moore. Other sports news, let's run down some NBA scores and get a load of this final score in Oklahoma City today between the Thunder and the Suns, as we're now in the quarterfinal round of the NBA Cup. The Thunder have beat the Suns 138-89, a 49-point win for the Thunder over the Suns. Oklahoma City, the defending NBA champions, now 24-1 on the season. What is the all-time record? 73-9, I think, by the Warriors. I want to say they went 73-9. Thunder very well could break that. Spurs and Lakers just about to tip off in another quarterfinal in the NBA Cup. And, of course, bowl season in college football getting underway this Saturday. We've got 2 bowl games. Celebration Bowl for the HBCU National Championship. South Carolina State and Prairie View in that one. And then, of course, we've got the LA Bowl coming up on Saturday night. I will probably be live streaming that game on Saturday night here on my YouTube and Kick streams. As college football has hit the final end of the 2025 season. Of course, the opening game of the college football playoff is next Friday. Rematch game, Alabama and Oklahoma. Oklahoma winning in Tuscaloosa this year over the Crimson Tide. Of course, Alabama, very, very controversial pick getting in the college football playoff this year. Alabama and Miami getting in, Notre Dame not getting in. And Notre Dame afterwards proceeded to decline their bowl game invite, which I've got my own views on that too, but we won't go there tonight during this. So we've got Alabama and Oklahoma as we switch gears to college football for a moment. Alabama, Oklahoma on Friday, and then a week from Friday. And then 3 games coming up on Saturday, the 20th. Miami and Texas A&M. That's a good matchup. Then we've also got Tulane and Ole Miss. That's also a rematch game. Ole Miss walloped Tulane in the regular season. I don't think, of course, Ole Miss no longer with Lane Kiffin as head coach. I don't think you're going to see a 5-touchdown game again. And then, of course, James Madison and Oregon, the other first-round game up in Eugene. And I'm saying it right now, that's the game everybody's talking about. I'm going to say it right now on the live stream. That game is going to be a lot more competitive of a game than people think it's going to be. Everybody think James Madison's just going to go in there and lay down for Oregon. I don't see it. I think that is going to be a very, very competitive. I'm not going to go on and say James Madison's going to win the game, but I think that's going to be a lot more competitive than what people think it will be. I've seen James Madison play a couple times this year. That is a good football team. And then the top 4 teams getting the byes. Indiana getting the number 1 seed. They will take on the Alabama-Oklahoma winner in the Rose Bowl New Year's Day. Ohio State, the number 2 seed. They'll get the winner of Miami, Texas A&M. Georgia, the number 3 seed. They'll take on the winner of Tulane and Ole Miss. Georgia handed Ole Miss their only loss of the season. So you know if Ole Miss gets past that Tulane game, they're going to have revenge on their mind in that one. And number 4, Texas Tech will get the winner of that James Madison, Oregon game. In college football. And of course, after that, college basketball will get in full swing as college basketball is going to start full conference play coming up here at the beginning of January. The Big Ten here, they've got that 20-game conference schedule that they play. These conferences that play the 20-game conference schedule, they always have these 2 oddball conference games in December. So Nebraska's got their conference opener tonight. They are at Illinois on Saturday. That's going to be a good game, actually. I saw Illinois last night. I had the live stream of Illinois' game last night against Ohio State. That is going to be Nebraska and Illinois. That could be the first one to 100. The way both those teams put the points up, Nebraska and Illinois, a good one in Champaign this weekend. Live chat from Henry has it. Is Wisconsin going to win? Well, it's not looking real good right now, Henry. Down 16 at the break. And Wisconsin, as I mentioned, this is their second conference game. They started conference play last Wednesday, picked up a win over Northwestern. Wisconsin will step back out of conference play following this game for about 3 more games before full conference play gets underway. Wisconsin will have 8 days off, actually, after this game before taking the court again a week from Friday against Villanova. That will be Wisconsin's next game. They've got I'm assuming the 8-day, I don't know this, but I'm assuming they have an 8-day break now because I'm assuming it's going to be finals week is Wisconsin, I'm assuming, is why the long break. And mentioned Nebraska will be in Champaign to take on the Illini on Saturday, and then they will have a 7-day break, which, again, I'm assuming is for finals, before Nebraska will step back out of conference for a couple games before opening full conference play in early January. It is 47-31, Nebraska at the half, leading Wisconsin. Nebraska ended the first half on a 10-0 run. This game was pretty competitive till about the 5-minute mark of the first half, and then Nebraska just went gangbusters on Wisconsin. 10-0 run to end the half, 28-10 long-term run since trailing 21-19 at one point. Stir Show has a prediction in the live chat. Final score, Nebraska 86, Wisconsin 73. 673. Well, Wisconsin's going to have to put up 42 points in the second half, and the way they ended the first half shooting the ball, that's... Well, we'll see. That may not be too far. Well, we'll see. As Nebraska in the AP poll at number 23 this week. They are in the AP poll for the first time in 7 years. Last time they were ranked was 2018. They enter at number 23 and looking very good so far in this first half. They are 20 minutes away from heading to 10-0 and winning their conference opener. As they lead at 47-31. A couple other games across the country about to get underway, or actually have just gotten underway out west. Montana just about to tip off, and then Hawaii. Hawaii at 8-2 start this year for the Hawaii team. They will take on Hawaii Hilo out there on the island. That game's actually still about 2 hours away from tip. But we are almost ready to start the second half in this one. Wisconsin going to have to find some offense as they went on a big drought there at the end of the first half and shot just 33%. 19 of Wisconsin's 30 field goal attempts in that first half were from three-point range, where they went just 4 for 19. Wisconsin is obviously a very heavy three-point shooting team. Coming into this game, in 9 games, they have 297 three-point attempts. So that is, the official numbers, is that about 33 a game they shoot? So here we go, second half. Badgers with the ball first. A nice pass underneath and a little bit of an alley-oop, but it ends up a layup, and Wisconsin has the first 2 points of the second half, and it's 47-33. Nebraska with their first offensive possession in the second half. A wide open three is good for Jamarcus Lawrence. 50-32. 50-33, rather, Nebraska. Both teams back out with their original starting 5 to start the second half. Winter with it, looking and finding Blackwell. 5 to shoot. Blackwell on the drive. Blackwell, reverse layup, no. Offensive rebound is blocked. And out of bounds off Wisconsin. It's going to go to Nebraska. So Blackwell on the drive missed the reverse layup. Bielauskas got the offensive rebound. It was blocked, and then it went off of Bielauskas before going out of bounds, so it'll end up Nebraska ball. Minute 20 into the second half. Here's Mast on the drive. Layup good off the glass. 13 for Mast. 52-33 Nebraska. In the corner, this is Boyd. Boyd with it will try a three-pointer. That's good for Nick Boyd. He becomes the first player for Wisconsin in double figures. He's now got 11. 52-36. Excuse me. Here's Mast. Mast behind. No-look pass and a dunk underneath for Bayou Tunsil. A no-look pass from Mast. 54-36. And we have a foul as Bielauskas was driving inside. And he will head to the line for 2. So 2 free throws here. First free throw is too strong, no good. Bielauskas has 1 more. Got that one. 54-37. Just over 2 minutes into the second half. Slight press shown here by Wisconsin. And we have a turnover against Nebraska. It'll give it back to Wisconsin. Inbound it comes to Boyd. Over to Winter. Nolan Winter with it on the outside. Finds Bielauskas. Over to Rhodey. Back to Winter. Winter driving inside. Layup is good for Nolan Winter. He's got 8. It's 54-39, Nebraska. Mast with it on the outside. Working it around. Back to Mast. 5 to shoot. Mast finds Bayou Tunsil inside. Can't get it to go, but gets his own rebound. And we have a foul on Wisconsin, I think. I think they're going to get... I didn't see who the foul was called on there, but it is Nebraska ball out of bounds. Here's Mast. Mast driving. Mast lost the ball momentarily, but regroups. Now looking for help. And a three-pointer on the way is an air ball. And he had to get rid of that as the shot clock was running down. And Wisconsin, trying to corral the rebound, just lost it out of bounds. Bielauskas was trying to get to that loose ball rebound, but lost the ball out of bounds. That's one maybe just let go out of bounds. The officials are discussing something. DJ Karstensen, one of the officials, he was officiating that Illinois-Ohio State game last night. Not sure what exactly the officials are discussing here. Oh, I think they might be saying it's a shot clock violation because the ball didn't hit the rim. So it will end up being a Wisconsin ball. There's another block underneath the basket. And back comes Nebraska. Three-pointer on the way. No. Mast the rebound and put back. Rink Mast with 15. 57-39. Rink Mast another double-double as that was his 10th rebound. Bayou Tunsil is bleeding from his mouth, and he is urging the crowd on as he is headed back to the locker room. Inbound it comes, and we have a foul. 16-11 to play in the second half. And Wisconsin will inbound again. Rhodey in the paint, shot off the mark. Rebound pulled down by Nebraska. That's Frager who checked back in for Bayou Tunsil. Three-pointer is good. The lead for the Cornhuskers is 20. Winter on the drive. That's going to be an offensive foul. The crowd at Pinnacle Bank Arena is rocking. 15:45 to play. It has been all Nebraska the last 10 minutes or so, and they lead now by 20, 59-39. 15:45 to go. I didn't see if he got elbowed or how. Bayou Tunsil. Somebody, if anybody knows the pronunciation, let me know if I'm pronouncing his name right. This is the first time I've seen Nebraska this year, so and I didn't have a whole lot of time to prepare for this one tonight, so I hope I'm getting his name right. But I didn't see how he ended up with a bloody lip. I don't know if he got elbowed or what exactly happened there. When I do these live streams, for obvious reasons, I have the volume down on the TV, so I'm sure if they were discussing it, but with the volume, I don't obviously know what they're, so I don't know. And I didn't see anything offhand. But he headed back to the locker room with that bloody lip. (59-39) lead for Nebraska. 15:45 remaining. As Nebraska looks to stay undefeated and well on their way to doing so right now. Got Ahmad joining in on the live chat. Glad to have you in, Ahmad. 5-star basketball, football. Congratulations. A big crowd on hand for a Wednesday night, as fans are liking what they're seeing out of their Cornhuskers this year so far. Greg Gard's Wisconsin Badgers have just been bitten by a buzzsaw here in about the last 10 minutes of game time here. And it is Nebraska ball out of the timeout. And on the drive inside, and here's Hoiberg with it. Hoiberg looking for help. That was almost a travel there. And it goes to Mast with the right-hand hook and scores again. That's 17 for Rink Mast. Boy, he is nasty with that hook shot in the paint. 61-39 Cornhuskers. Wisconsin just looking for some kind of offensive rhythm again. Three-pointer in the corner's no good. Offensive rebound, however, keeps it alive for Wisconsin. Blackwell has it. Jack Janicki back in the game for Wisconsin. That shot goes down for Wisconsin for Nick Boyd. That gives him 13 and the lead back to 20. Jamarcus Lawrence with it. Bad pass inside and a turnover. Blackwell 1 against 2 and lost the dribble, but thankfully for Wisconsin right there to retrieve the loose ball was Nolan Winter and lays it in with the right hand. 61-43 as Wisconsin scored a quick 4. Hoiberg on the drive with the left hand scores and 1. Sam Hoiberg with an opportunity for a 3-point play. Hoiberg trying to complete the 3-point play and does so. 64-43 Cornhuskers. Approaching 14 minutes to play in this one. Hoiberg now in double figures for Nebraska's. He's got 10. 3-point shot on the way is too strong. Rebound to Nebraska. Mast will try a 3 this time. That's too strong. Rebound to Wisconsin. Boyd bringing it up the floor for the Badgers. Boyd driving. Boyd laying it in with the left hand. Nick Boyd makes it 64-45. Sanford on the outside finds Mast. And here's a three-pointer. That's off the back rim. No good. Rebound to Wisconsin. Blackwell draws a double team and back outside, and Wisconsin will reset. This is Boyd. Boyd on the drive inside, lost the dribble, but somehow Wisconsin saved that from going out of bounds. Shot clock down to 5 for the Badgers. They're going to have to throw something up here, down to 2. And Boyd just throws one up at the basket, and that's going to be a shot clock violation as it did not hit the rim. Boyd's claiming he was fouled. But no call. It looked like more of an acting job than anything on the replay. Nebraska ball, this is Mast. Back outside. Hoiberg spins. Hoiberg tries to get inside but got cut off and will kick it back out. Now Hoiberg on the drive again and spins with the left hand but can't finish. And the rebound pulled down by Boyd, and Hoiberg knocked it away. But Boyd able to corral it, and now will bring it up across midcourt. Boyd knocked away and stolen. And then a foul after the steal. Wisconsin's 8th turnover. That'll be team foul number 4 here in the second half for Wisconsin. $12:10 to go. Nebraska to inbound. Hoiberg. Sanford now with it. Sanford driving. Sanford spinning. Sanford puts it in with the left hand. 66-45. Sanford now with 12. Blackwell for Wisconsin. Rejected from behind. Sanford got a hand on it to block that shot. Sanford brings it up, guarded by Blackwell. Off to Frager. Braden Frager. And that ball's on the floor and dribbled out of bounds, and Nebraska will turn it over for the 9th time. 66-45, Nebraska up 21, 11-25 remaining in this one. Wisconsin still struggling from the floor, still at just 36%. They are 5 for 22 from three-point range, 23%. Nebraska still shooting red hot, 56%. They are 8 for 21 from 3 at 38%. Nick Boyd leading the way for Wisconsin. He's got 15 points. Nolan Winter with 10. That's the 2 Badgers in double figures. Nebraska's put 4 in double figures. Led by Rink Mast, 17 points to go along with his 10 rebounds. Another double-double for him tonight. 12 points out of Price Sanford, 11 out of Bayek Tunsil, and 10 out of Sam Hoiberg. Brandon Frager has 9, so he's more than likely going to get to double figures tonight as well. So nice balance all around for the Cornhuskers tonight. Ahmad on our live chat, who's glad to join a Nebraska football team who's on the rise. Yes, they are. Give that team couple more years. I think they're going to be a serious contender in the Big Ten. Nebraska basketball team who's on the rise as well. Boy, they have a heck of a start to this year. They are 11 and a half minutes away from moving to 10-0 on the season. That big showdown against the Fighting Illini coming up in Champaign on Saturday. That should be a fun one. I would like to be able to be on the live stream for that Nebraska-Illinois game on Saturday, but considering what time it starts, middle to late afternoon game, I don't think I'm going to be able to be on the live stream for that start time for that one. But that will definitely be a fun one. So following the timeout here, boy, this has been a heck of a year for Nebraska. Their men's basketball team at 9-0, women's basketball team is 10-0. But how about the volleyball team for Nebraska? Also undefeated. The volleyball team 32-0. They are in the Sweet 16 of the NCAA volleyball tournament coming up on Friday. Is Nebraska looking to bring home a national championship in volleyball this year? So we'll be Wisconsin ball out of the timeout. Blackwell will bring it up for the Badgers. Badgers needing to find some kind of offensive rhythm. Here's a three. There's a start on a three-pointer. Velasquez. And makes it 66-48. But now Wisconsin's going to have to come up with some defensive stops as well, as we're down to 11 minutes to go. A deep three on the way for Nebraska. That's no good. Offensive rebound, however, and the putback goes. And a foul. Jared Garcia got the offensive rebound and putback. He'll have a chance for a three-point play. Velasquez just picked up his third foul for Wisconsin. So it'll be a three-point opportunity for Jared Garcia. Senior out of Houston. Missed the free throw long, so the lead stays at 20, 68-48. Boyd with it for the Badgers. Finds Blackwell. Blackwell, top of the key three. That's well short. Out of bounds it goes. Off of Wisconsin. Back it'll go to Nebraska. Blackwell, the leading scorer on the season for the Badgers at 21 points a game. He's been held to 7 tonight as he's now just 1 for 10 from the floor. Nice pass inside, but can't finish. But a foul is called. Garcia had a layup there, but couldn't quite finish it, but he'll have a chance to earn 2 at the line. And that will be foul number 3 on Nolan Winter. And to the line for 2 is Jared Garcia. First is good. Second is good. I have to laugh at a comment that just came in the live chat. I'm assuming Steven's talking to Ahmad here when you committing to Lane Kiffin. That's funny. 70-48. Almost a steal there for Nebraska. And now it is a turnover. Hoiberg. Sanford on the drive. Sanford with the layup, and that'll go down for Bryce Sanford. He's got 14. Timeout, Wisconsin. It is all Cornhuskers. 72-48. 9:53 to play. This Nebraska team, if this continues, this Nebraska team is going to be a contender in the Big Ten, folks. I'm going to look up. In the preseason media poll in the Big Ten, this is why you can take these media preseason polls with a grain of salt. In the Big Ten preseason media poll, this Nebraska team was picked 14th. I don't think this Nebraska team, this is going to be a 14th place team in the Big Ten. Wisconsin was preseason number 7. (72-48) lead for Nebraska. 7 with just under 10 minutes to play in this one. Let's run some quick update on some women's scores across the country today. Number 2, Texas blew out Texas Rio Grande Valley, 110-45. Number 7, Maryland, 90. Is that right? 91-21. 91-21 over Delaware State. Number 22, Louisville leading Ball State 75-43. That game in the fourth quarter. Top 11 showdown for Hawkeye State bragging rights on the women's side was tonight. Number 11, Iowa. Number 10, Iowa State. Iowa State 74-69 over Iowa. Those two teams were both undefeated coming into that game as well. And Wisconsin turns it over once again off the timeout. That's definitely not what you want out of a timeout. 10th turnover on the night for Wisconsin. Layup, good, and a foul. And Nebraska is pouring it on now. Braden Frager with the basket and an and one. Foul is called on Jack Janicki. And Frager going to the line to try to complete a three-point play, and it's good. Nebraska lead is 27 with 9:20 to play. Corner three-pointer is too strong. Rebound pulled down by the Cornhuskers. Garcia with the rebound. And Garcia brings it up. This is Frager with it now. Inside it goes to Garcia. Layup is good. Jared Garcia gives 2 more to the Cornhuskers. (77-48), 8:50 to play. Wisconsin led this game with about 10 minutes left in the first half, 21-19. As Wisconsin just took another timeout. Since it was 21-19 Wisconsin, 58-27 Nebraska since that point. As Greg Gard's Wisconsin Badgers have run into a buzzsaw here tonight. Following the timeout, Wisconsin's down to one timeout. This is Boyd. Boyd sends it outside. Rhodey tries a three. That's off the front of the rim. No good. Offensive rebound, however, for Wisconsin, and Boyd inside, and he will score. And an and one. Foul on Nebraska. They get Hoiberg with his third. Yeah, they did. Boyd completes a three-point play, make it 77-51. Nebraska with a comfortable lead, bringing it up the floor. Hoiberg with it, still in the ballgame with the three fouls, and Hoiberg gets another layup underneath. Nebraska is absolutely dominating the points in the paint tonight, 79-51. That's 44 points in the paint now for Nebraska. A wild shot there is off the mark, but Nebraska can't bring down the rebound, and it will stay Wisconsin ball. This said coming in, a Wisconsin team that averages just shy of 88 points a game. They're going to be held well under that tonight. Nebraska is almost at their season average of 83. 5 to shoot for the Badgers. Rhodey, the runner in the paint, is short. Rebound pulled down by the Cornhuskers. Sanford goes inside. Garcia draws a double team and goes up and gets fouled. Jared Garcia's been active in the paint. That's foul number 4 as well on Nolan Winter. 7:37 to play. Cornhuskers up 28, 79-51. Great balance tonight for Nebraska. They have put 5 in double figures. Outside of Kendall Blue, who's only played 2 minutes, everybody that's been in the game for Nebraska has scored. Nick Boyd leading the way for Wisconsin with 18 points. So he's almost to his season average. Rink Mast, as I mentioned earlier, another double-double tonight. Mast coming off a 20-point game in Nebraska's blowout win over Creighton on Sunday. Mast had 31 in a game earlier this year against Winthrop. 17 tonight for Rink Mast. And the Cornhuskers up big in this one, 79-51. Fred Hoiberg having a discussion with DJ Karstensen here. DJ Carstensen, the lead official tonight. He's had a work the last 2 nights. He's got this game tonight. He was officiating the Illinois-Ohio State game last night. Jared Garcia heading to the line for Nebraska here out of the timeout. First free throw, good. Second free throw for Garcia. That's good as well. Nebraska lead is 30 with 7.5 to go. Corner three-pointer is well short off the front of the rim. Out of bounds it goes to Nebraska. Wisconsin now just 6 of 27 from three-point range. Prager will bring it up the floor for the Cornhuskers. Finds Garcia. Back over it goes to Frager. Frager steps back for 3. Got it. Frager with 15. Nebraska now 9 for 23 from three-point range. And a layup attempt is knocked out of bounds by Nebraska. It'll stay Wisconsin ball. Jack Janicki was going up for a layup, but the ball was knocked away. Nice play defensively there for Frager. 10 to shoot here for Wisconsin. I have to put something up here as the shot clock's down to 5. Here's a three-pointer in the corner that's good. (84-54). Frager driving. Frager jump stop, pens it back outside. Top of the key 3, no good. Rebound Wisconsin. And Buyuk-Tunsil coming back in the game as they have fixed the bloody lip. He replaces Sanford. Blackwell, the pull-up inside the paint, will not get the bounce. Rebound to Nebraska. Nebraska still operating at their quick pace despite a big lead with 5:40 to go. Now they're going to slow it down a little bit. 10 to shoot. Frager with it on the outside. Buyuk-Tunsil tries a 3 and hits a 3 after checking right back in the game. 87-54. Open 3 at the other end is off the back rim. No good. Rebound Nebraska. Hoiberg with it. And Nebraska will slow it down. Hoiberg has an open 3. That's off the front of the rim. No good. Blackwell coming the other way for Wisconsin. And a whistle and a foul. It's only the 4th foul of the second half on Nebraska. And the Badgers to inbound. Working it inside, and the layup attempt is stripped out of bounds. It will stay Wisconsin ball. Austin Rapp went up for the layup, and again, another layup attempt was knocked out of bounds. Good defensive play once again by the Cornhuskers. Badgers to inbound under the basket. Blackwell outside. Here's a three-pointer. That's off the back rim. No. Rebound to Nebraska. 4.5 left. And Nebraska going to be very, very patient. No reason to be in a hurry now with a big 30-point lead. Off-balance turnaround jumper, no good. Rebound pulled down by Wisconsin. Blackwell backing his way in, now sends it back outside. Rapp with it. Shot clock down to 7, and the pass is airmailed out of bounds. And back it goes to Nebraska. Under 4 timeout, Cornhuskers 3:48 away from going to 10-0, and that would match their best start in school history. Where the Badgers just could not get a three-point rhythm going tonight. They are just 7 of 30 from three-point range at 23%, 34% overall at 19 of 56. Nebraska still well over 50% from the floor, as they have been most of the night. They are 32 of 56, 10 of 26 from three-point range at 38%. Both teams have been very good from the line. Wisconsin 9 for 11, Nebraska 13 out of 15. Big 9 rebound edge for the Cornhuskers, 35-26. 11 Wisconsin turnovers, 9 turnovers out of Nebraska. As Nebraska with a big lead at the under 4 timeout. Wisconsin will just probably throw this game film away somewhere after evaluating. Wisconsin has an 8-day break before returning to the floor next Friday against Villanova. Again, Nebraska stays in conference play on Saturday as they head to Champaign to take on the Illini. Illini have 8-2 so far in the year, and they have had a tough schedule so far. So Nebraska to inbound here with 3:48 to go. Marcus Lawrence with it for the Cornhuskers. Lawrence now on the outside. A three-point shot is off the back rim. No good. Nebraska will keep it alive on the offensive rebound, and they can run another 20 seconds. And here's a wide open three. That's an air ball. Rebound to Wisconsin. Boyd with it. Boyd will try a three-pointer. That's off the back rim. Offensive rebound, Wisconsin. Blackwell with it. Blackwell driving inside, gets cut off by a double team, sends it back out to Boyd. Boyd looking to drive, nothing doing. 5 to shoot for the Badgers. And stripped inside, getting it back and scoring off the glass is Austin Rapp. 2.5 to go. Nebraska going to use pretty much the whole shot clock each possession from here on out, although they turn it over here. 3-point shot on the way, short. Offensive rebound again for Wisconsin, and the putback is no good. And this time, Cale Jacobson pulls down the Nebraska rebound. 2 minutes to play. Lawrence shoots way earlier than he should have, and he misses the shot. Rebound to Wisconsin. And a layup good. (87-58). And looks like both Coach Gard and Coach Hoiberg are going to clear the bench here a little bit. Kendall Blue with it. Leo Curtis also in the game for Nebraska. And the three-pointer is good. Kendall Blue, who just checked in the game, hits a three-pointer, and Nebraska's hit the 90-point mark. Underneath, there's a dunk. Austin Rapp with the slam, 90-60. Under a minute to play. Kendall Blue, who just hit a three. Justin Bowles into the game as well for Nebraska. This is Kendall Blue, 7 to shoot. Another three-pointer on the way. That rims off. Wisconsin back the other way. And a foul. That's only the 15th foul on Nebraska. Inbound here. Layup blocked underneath the basket. Nebraska bringing it down. Pinnacle Bank Arena to their feet. And the Nebraska Cornhuskers now 10-0 with a dominating 30-point win over the Wisconsin Badgers. As the horn sounds, Nebraska wins it 90-60 over Wisconsin. Nebraska's 10-0 start ties the best in program history, as they're now 10-0, 1-0 in the Big Ten. Wisconsin falls to 7-3 overall, 1-1 in Big Ten play. As from about the 10-minute mark in the first half on, it was all Cornhuskers. They were up 16 at the half. They outscore Wisconsin by 14 in the second half to win this one 90-60. Final numbers in this one: Nebraska shot 54% from the floor, 33 out of 61. They were 11 of 30 from three-point range at 37%, 13 of 15 at the free throw line for 87%. For Wisconsin, just 22 of 64 shooting for 34%. The bigger story, just 7 of 32 from three-point range, 22%. 9 of 11 at the free throw line for 82%. Wisconsin turned it over 11 times. Nebraska turned it over 10 times. Rebound edge to the Cornhuskers tonight, 38-32. In the scoring column tonight, Wisconsin put 2 in double figures, led by Nick Boyd's 20 points. Nolan Winter added 10 points. John Blackwell, leading scorer for Wisconsin, held to 7 points tonight. 1 for 11 from the field tonight for Blackwell. Velasquez did have 8 points. Also scoring 7 points tonight was Austin Rapp. 6 points for Andrew Rohde and 2 points out of Will Garlock. Leading the way for the Cornhuskers, 17 points and 10 rebounds, double-double for Rink Mast. 15 points out of Braden Frazier. 14 apiece for Bayuk Tunsil and Price Sanford. 12 out of Sam Hoiberg. 5 in double figures tonight for the Cornhuskers. 8 points out of Jared Garcia. 5 out of Jamarcus Lawrence. 3 points out of Kendall Blue and 2 points out of Cale Jacobson for the Cornhuskers scoring tonight. 90-60, again, the final score. Nebraska defeats Wisconsin to move to 10-0 and tie their best start in program history. Yeah, that's going to wrap it up on the live stream tonight. Appreciate everybody chiming in on the live stream tonight. And my name is John. YouTube handle Sports Bonanza John on YouTube. If you do appreciate my content, would really appreciate a like and subscribe on there. Also on Kick at Sports Kick John. You can follow me there. I also have some content on Twitch at Sport Guru John. I will be back posting on Twitch here before too long. Haven't posted there in a while, but I will be posting content there again. Been looking at the schedule here. I think I'm going to jump on a live stream tomorrow night for a matchup between. Actually, I'm not going to say that. I'm going to wait and see tomorrow night on the live stream, but we'll definitely be on over the weekend for some college football live stream. It's going to depend on my work schedule tomorrow. If the work schedule cooperates, I will jump on the live stream tomorrow night and do another college basketball game. Just depending on that, so not going to commit to that just yet. Appreciate everybody joining me again. Appreciate everybody in the live chat, and I will, if not before, for sure be on the live stream again Saturday night for some college football, the LA Bowl, and we'll possibly be on before that. Thank you, everybody. Enjoyed it, and hopefully you did too. And again, I'll talk to you Saturday.